Hey Dumplies, it's Dave Decide. Today we have a funny story and a fan that tried really hard to be next to and with V. I'll explain all of that. We also have V heading off to the airport, and there's been a lot of conversation on what this entails and why. So, hater or not, make sure you're subscribed with the notification bell on. Grab your dumpling, a tea spilling mug merch, and your limited time Christmas sweater. Proceeds from the sweater will go to charity. And let's get into it. V recently did a live stream and played with a lot of armies. I wanted to get into a little more detail on all of that today. So, quick little backstory. If you know, you know. If you don't know, I'm about to tell you. So V hopped on the Weverse the other day before his gaming live stream to let armies know that the current stream was going to be short and he will be back the next day for a longer stream, and he did. BTS members do live stream a lot, but in the grand scheme of streaming, they are pretty short. Even half an hour or an hour is still considered short streams compared to 8-hour streams that streamers and influencers sometimes do. Sometimes BTS does 20 minutes. By the way, I do react to these streams on Patreon, so if you want to join me over there, we have a great time. I will link that below. We are finishing up the Jimin, V, Jungkook, and J-Hope stream today. But yes, V did hop on the stream the next day and played various games with ARMY. The issue with playing games with ARMY is that no one is going to play seriously. Once they know which one is V, they will try to avoid killing him or hurting him, even if that means they'll lose the game. So when it comes to shooting, they'll shoot everyone except V, and then also let V win various games. There was even a shooting game where everyone was avoiding shooting V, and V was a noob, so if people didn't know it was him, they probably would have killed him right away. So it was funny how long he lasted in these games. V also played a racing game where I think he wanted to see all of the armies win, so he kind of stopped right by the finish line. However, all of ARMY was literally right by the finish line and waiting for him to win first. So no one was crossing the finish line. One player ended up pushing V right by the finish line to nudge him to continue and win the game. This was so unbelievably cute, as we can see in the fandom. Even when they're supposed to win and look out for themselves because it's a game, they try to look out for V and want V to win. There was another game that he was playing. This game I think is called Goose Goose Duck. The premise of this game is very similar to Among Us, and the goal is for the imposter to kill everyone and win the game. In this particular round, V was not the imposter, so he could get killed. He was actually face to face with one of the killers, and initially he found out because the killer with the name Wong went ahead and killed someone right in front of V. V ended up standing there. I guess maybe V was waiting to see if Wong would kill him, but soon enough realized that Wong was not making a move to do that. Wong ended up killing every single person that entered the room except V, and then stood right in front of V to make it look like Wong was kissing V, like they were beak to beak. It was actually very cute, but it was so funny because any person that thought to come near V was just automatically killed by Wong, and V didn't even bother running away. I think he really wanted to see if Wong would try to kill him, but that didn't happen, and V kept calling this a fraud, which is a Korean way of saying scam. Basically, V essentially has immunity because Wong is in love with V. V also tried to get away multiple times from the beat, so V and Wong were not kissing, but Wong ended up getting back in front of V again. It was funny because every person that entered the room seemed like they entered just to be with V, and when they were all murdered by Wong, their ghosts just stood around V, and this is so funny to me. I feel like every army would do exactly what Wong did. The name Wong ended up trending on Twitter, and everyone was having a great laugh about it. Of course, I think V wanted to play seriously, so he ended up getting frustrated by the special treatment and literally logged off. He just literally closed and quit the game. Wong was definitely probably upset. Funny enough, no one will believe the real Wong when the real Wong says that this was them, because they have no proof it was them, and several Twitter accounts now have changed their name to Wong because of the joke. I'm about to change my name as well. Who's Dave? I'm Wong, the V protector. After the stream and the news coverage of the stream, it seemed very quickly V was up to something else and is going about something else. V was spotted at the airport, and people were definitely wondering what he was up to. A lot of people are mad because they're saying that V was on his private schedule, and all these reporters and fans that showed up, this was an invasion of V's privacy. People calling all the fans that showed up to be a sase, and this is very much less likely. Dispatch was live streaming and recording for a bit before V got out of his car and walked into the airport. So if you're someone that followed K Media, you'd see the stream, and it wouldn't be that hard at that point to grab a cab or just drive over there yourself. I highly doubt any of the fans that showed up at the airport are driving from the day before. I think they literally found out hours before, or are part of the press releases that the company sends out. If you see news coverage on a flight that BTS members are taking, you can bet that this was sent out by their label or company, which is why the reporters know to be there. We have seen instances where the members will have their own private time and vacation, and we actually do not know until later where they flew in from. This happens enough that you can assume when reporters or fans know, it's because of a press release. People screaming that the recordings or photos of V even at the airport is a violation of his privacy because this is his own personal time is not a great argument, because we don't know where he is flying or exactly why. The news of V flying out was also being reported at the same time Jungkook was flying out. Jungkook was flying a private flight, and Jungkook made a gesture to symbolize that he was flying to Qatar for the World Cup. V could be as well, or he could be doing his own thing, which is more likely. Armies began to theorize that he was flying to Mexico of all places, and then others saying that he was going to Qatar or Paris, which, I mean, he could hit all those cities, but there's no reason to be at any of them, except maybe Qatar to support Jungkook. Why the assumption of Mexico? I don't know. I mean, Mexico is a great place, but what business would he have to be there? Maybe a music video? I don't know. But all of these are theories, and he could fly to none of these places. People were saying that even making assumptions is being a stalker or citizen. I don't know if that makes you a stalker. We can all sit here and theorize about anything that we want. The beauty of a celebrity and what even their PR team does is to get us to speculate. Because what if we're thinking, oh, V's in Mexico to film his new music video for his album. Now we are looking forward to the album, or at least for an announcement. So we're glued to their social media accounts, we're waiting for an update. This is exactly the hype that an artist needs to be successful. If you take speculation out of the equation, then anticipation for the album might wane a bit. So you got a lot of his photos taken and a bunch of really cute moments. A moment that made headlines that was caught and leaked was how his manager ended up looking at V. This was a moment where they were walking in and the manager was giving what Twitter was saying as heart eyes. There were a lot of cute smiles. Of course, most normal people were okay with all of this. I mean, you can obviously tell V was dressed up and he was ready for the cameras. But a lot of people were claiming that these photos are stalkers in fan clubs and are getting photos illegally. A public place, and especially a public figure, they're not really protected by the anti-photo laws, at least not in America. If you snap a photo of a celebrity on the street, you can post it without any legal action towards you. This you can argue as either ethical or not ethical, but the fact of the matter is that they're public figures and things like this will happen. So my stance on it is, if it's a photo that makes the boys look good and not misrepresent their image, if it's a photo that is taken where there's other reporters there, then it's all fair game and the celebrity is ready to have their photo taken. Rumors of if V felt unsafe or had to leave or that anyone was following him on the plane, all that stuff is not possible right now. Hybe takes great care of the boys and they have security, like more security than you see. Now let me explain and break down everything so everyone can get an idea of how the industry might work and how celebrities or K-pop idols will choose to do things. How celebrities go to the airport is a bit different from you and I. They will typically walk right up to the front, which is strange, right? If you're a top celebrity, why are you literally walking right into a possibly crowded area and making yourself known and getting attention? It's because they're usually promoting something and they want news coverage. Then they'll usually get through check-in and they'll wait in a private room where they are escorted onto the plane first before anyone else through a back door, where they completely remain private. Then when on the plane, unless you stalked them or got their flight information, then you'd have no idea that the idol is sitting right next to you, or if you're in a coach, you'd have no idea that a celebrity might be in business or first class. Or if you want to be completely private, you get a charter flight that can either not be in the typical airport hub or use a typical airport hub. And if you don't want anyone to know, the celebrity can literally drive right up to the plane and get on without saying hi to the reporters or anything. So basically, if we see photos of V at the airport, it was planned. It's all good. But I'm very curious to hear if you think the people are Sasaeng fans and stalking / following V. Do you think he's safe? How do you feel about V quitting the game that he was playing over an army and an army kissing him? Let me know what you think. Make sure you check out my Patreon for more videos, link down below. It's this lovely comment right here. Love you, bye.